But
Okay, so plastic surgery, right? Everyone knows what it is, but we often don't know its origin and why people get it and what its benefits and risks are. So today I will present to you about plastic surgery. So let's start off with the origins of plastic surgery. So World War One, the greatest and one of the bloodiest world wars the world has ever seen. Uh, Soldiers who weathered the war often come back deformed. Their faces are racked with wounds and cuts. Some even don't have their jaws or nose, missing parts of their nose. So that is where the plastic surgery first came into use. So it started off as facial reconstruction clinics for injured soldiers. Doctors would help the soldiers reconstruct their face to the full extent. If it was too hard to save, they would often commission artists to make prosthetics for the soldiers themselves. And then this facial reconstruction, these facial reconstruction clinics would then became the predecessor for cosmetic surgery, pioneered by Dr. D. Joseph, who is a Jew. Now, let's move. Okay, so why he is a Jew is important. I will explain later into this presentation. So let's move on to why people get this surgery in the first place. So there are myriad of reasons as to why people get plastic surgery. They could, and back then, one of the most weighted on reason was ethnic and social bias. Obviously, soldiers with facial deformation, they got plastic surgery, as I just said. Now, let's explain the part where I said why he's a Jew is important. So back then, people really hated Jews. They would get discriminated against everywhere, basically. And you know World War II, right? Yeah. So Dr. D. Joseph, he is a pioneer of cosmetic surgery in that he operated on mostly Jews to help them disguise their identity. So the Jews, right? They're a type of people with very big and bulging nose. Their nose used to look somewhat like this, but this is just for a demonstration. So what Dr. Joseph did is that he just sliced off the top and made their nose a bit more inconspicuous. So it looks like normal and not identifiable as a Jew. That is why people got plastic surgery back then. Now, entering the modern times, social media has taken over the internet with a lot of shows and beauty pageants. That along comes with its challenges, which fosters an environment for plastic surgery to grow. One of the most important reason is that the evolving perceptions of beauty. So back then, to my knowledge, like chubby people were considered attractive because they could bear children well. Now, we modern people prefer slim hourglass bodies. Like it's very unrealistic that the hourglass like this, right? So that is why there's a plastic surgery called liposuction. Basically sucks your fat off. And for some people, to live up to these standards, they get imperfection correction, be it rhinoplasty, breast augmentation, BBLs, whatever. And one of the main driving force, as I just said, is the influence of social media. Social media has created has made it easier and easier for people to show off their good looks on the internet, which may in turn inadvertently causing some people to be envious to the point that they're willing to shell out money to keep up to these unrealistic beauty standards. For example, the Swan Show. This was a highly, well, let's say high. This was a highly controversial show, which what the show did was they picked out people and pitted them against each other in a beauty pageant, but not just any beauty pageant. What they would do to these people is that they would give them plastic surgery, give them augmentations, and let them compete into beauty pageant. It actually brought more fame to plastic surgery, and the growth of plastic surgery, also known as cosmetic surgery, actually soared during the airing of this show. And modern time has made it extremely even more worse, with Instagram models posting their pictures and their posting their pictures, which is why over the last decade, from 2014 to 2024, the industry of cosmetic surgery has doubled in size. Well, since it's a multi-million-dollar industry, the impacts must be large, right? So what are its risks and, most importantly, benefits? So the benefits are surprisingly good, actually. For some people, it enhanced their quality of life. People used to believe that if you had a good-looking face, your life will come easier. Like life will be easier on you. Everything will come smoothly. And since you get this plastic surgery, you know that you're beautiful now, right? You get increased confidence. You're not scared anymore. You're not insecure about your imperfections anymore since you got rid of it through plastic surgery. Another obvious thing is enhanced appearance. You obviously got the plastic surgery to get rid of your imperfections, so you would look better, right? Well, that's sort of the benefits. And the risks are, well, the risks are pretty obvious, but I believe that technology that we have today will soon solve the risk and only leave the benefits for us to reap. But I'll go over the risk anyways. So there are three main risks, which are infections. Usually infections occur in BBLs when you accidentally, well, how they do this BBL is that they actually suck fat from other part of your body to like pump it in your butt. So what that fat does, since it's not designed to be in your butt, it actually starts to have necrosis, and which could lead to infection. Necrosis meaning that it actually starts to rot in your body, and that would give you infections. And if you were to inject the fat into your, like, miss the spot, the fat pocket, and inject it into your bloodstream, the fat would get infused into your blood, and you would get clogged arteries and would lead to a stroke, and you would die. And health complications, of course. Yeah, so that pretty much wraps up plastic surgery. It's a very morally gray industry. Some people think it's better for humanity to have plastic surgery. Some think it's stretching unrealistic standards, but I think just let people do what they want as long as it doesn't affect other people. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.